Here we are, George Heller's farm in Minnesota, and we're at the grazing school putting on, and I'm going to walk up here and just be quiet and let y'all listen to Isaac. He's talking about stockmanship.
Very versatile with your on video. Real versatile with what you can do with them. So we basically, if you need to get them back to the lane, you can either use a lane, or you can just make a V with them. The cattle, they have a flight zone. Just like us, we have a kind of personal space bubble. If you get a little too close to somebody, you start to kind of feel that it's too close. Cattle kind of have that same cattle and sheep, and so really a lot of it is just learning to read that pressure zone, or that threshold you can get to where you give them a little pressure enough to get them to move off from you, but not enough to spook them. You don't want to get them to where they're running. You want to just get them to walk. And it's amazing once you see it, and once you can start to learn how to do it, how well they respond and how gently they respond. But the cattle, they can see basically, 270 degrees or something around them, because the way their eyes work. They're prey animals, so they're designed to be able to see that much. And so you don't have to they don't have to look at you to see it. If they can be looking forward and still see it, if you're in the right position. Bud always talked about you never want to work cattle directly behind them, because what are you doing? You're getting in their only blind spot. Well, what are they going to do? They're going to go turn around and look at you. So you've just slowed up movement. So you always want to be either one side or the other, off on their back hip, basically at an angle to get them to go forward. It's kind of counterintuitive to some people, but get that pressure going. And once you get them to step up or step off, give them a couple steps of we call it like a reward. Give them a reward so that they can they feel that you're not following them. You're letting them walk, and then you follow along with them. When George gets here, I really want to show how we can sort too. But,
Does he have a reel?
He's bringing one.
Oh, perfect.
But, yeah.
Isaac, what, Bud always talked about, when you get the cattle moving, you get in that hip where they can see you.
Yeah.
What's the most common mistake people make?
Yeah, so you get too rushed about getting it. Well, one is getting behind them. That's the biggest no-no. But then after that, you get too excited about, getting them to move, or you're wanting them to try to turn. And you're like, oh, well, in order to get them to turn left, I'm going to go up and walk in front and get into the right shoulder and turn them that way. Well, all you're going to do by walking up on them quicker is you're going to get them to run quicker around you in the wrong direction. What you're better off doing, instead of walking forward, you should retain the same distance, just step out. All of a sudden, they see you out farther on their hip. They see a predator or pressure farther out, and they're going to turn away from that pressure. Instead of, you basically are, when you go up too close, you're like an obstacle they have to walk around instead of just pressure they're avoiding. You got
in their flight zone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got.
But Bud talked about giving them their paycheck. That's what he called it. Give them their paycheck. They're doing what you want. Just back off a step.
Yep. And then following behind them.
Yep.
So these cattle, and a lot like ours too, because we work with them, because George works with them so much, they get to where they're almost a pain to work, because they're so gentle, because they don't have that flight zone like typical cattle. Sometimes a little bit flightier of a cow is easier to work, because you can tell that flight zone better. Like these cows, they'll probably step off. Let's see if we can show it. So like I'm not in her flight zone yet. Not in her flight zone yet. There, she's kind of looking at me. I need to get back to one here. See, she's still comfortable. They're like right about here. See how she's moving off from me, and then she stops? That's her flight zone right there. See it? She's stopped. And now I give her a release, and then if I follow behind her at this speed, get right in that flight zone. Just stay, you're positioning your body basically right on her. If you want her to step, I get too far away from there. You can teach those cows to steer based on where you're placing your body.
If you want to walk around there further out, I can carry that.
Okay.
Get you, no, I'll carry that. I'll carry this.
Yeah.
Stay close.
Another thing, a lot of it just comes down to it's like a feel thing that you learn the longer you work with them. But there's ways, there's ways to turn cattle without having to get all the way on the other side of them too. Like you can, if you get just in front of their eye, basically. See that? Now she's backing up off that pressure. You don't have to go out in front of her. You can just move just your body. Usually you can get her to turn like back in towards you too. Let's see. Ah, that's not gonna work on this. But basically, especially if you have a corral you're working them in, and you got a hard surface, and you're all just, you can do it in just micro adjustments with your body. It's amazing how tight and how well they respond to a little bit of pressure. But George is coming here. We'll get a little bit. Is there anything else that I'm not thinking of it to mention?
No, I think you covered most of it. One thing that Bud Williams always said when you went into the corral with Bud, if you had one of these on, a watch, you wouldn't go in this corral with him. You got to take your watch off because cows can't tell time. And you will go working them too fast. You'll start pushing them a little bit too fast and you get them all fired up, the whole herd, you've got a mess. Just go back home, start over the next morning, take the watch off and go slow. So if you want to work cattle fast and get done because you got another project, work them slow. If you want it to take all day, go in there and get them all stirred up. Then they're going to be running over you. They're going to be kicking somebody, and somebody's going to get hurt.
Another thing I just thought of too, he was talking about when you're treating animals after you've got to work your cattle or whatever, you've sorted them off, got them away from his buddies, and you get all this stress built on them, and then you just turn them out into the other herd. What you need to do is you need to go and walk that animal, walk him once, back and forth. Once he's got back to his buddies, walk the group of them back and forth. All of a sudden he's back with his buddies, they've walked back and forth, nothing's happening, no bad pressure's happening, he's calmed down, and that stress is taken off of him. Whereas if you just turn him out, he's still in that stressful mode, he doesn't know what's going on. Your medicine's not going to work the same as if you keep him in that low stress system. You ready to do some sorting?
Hey George, which dog is that?
You want me to help sort?
That's CJ. Boy, that's a good looking dog.
You like him?
Yeah. Is that the one that's born in the stump at our farm?
No, that's his boy.
Oh, that's his boy.
Yep. This is one of them ones that I bottle fed.
Oh, you're kidding me.
Yeah, it's brother to those two I brought down to your place. And so,
Who do you want to get, George?
It's a beautiful dog.
Get one of them.
any of them.
Any
Pick
of
one.
them?
Somebody pick
All
one.
right, folks, I'm gonna shut this thing
He's
down.
really wild.
Yeah, he seemed like it.
He's really dangerous.
Oh, we'll go ahead and film this. So George and Isaac and this other fellow's a volunteer.
Which one you got here? Okay.
They're gonna sort this bull out on pasture. Let's just say this is a bull we had sold. Don't get the whole cow herd up.
You got a wild one?
So when you're sorting in the pasture, when you get a group of them too, you don't have to go from the edge. You can lift this wire over the cows, and we can sort. You do a cast.
George, bring that bull to me. You had him. Bring him over here. Yeah.
We'll bring that bull over here.
I'm the corral. You got to bring him to the corral. Here, bring him over here. You got any power in that wire?
Oh, lots.
Lots of power though. There's no power.
Bring him to me.
See that? And you can just let them go by you, and because they respect that wire, you create a corral basically in it.
George, what's the deal with your perimeter fence? You got a 14-inch wire. Can't that bull hop over that?
Oh, anytime he wants.
His legs are too short.
He can go over that anytime he wants. In fact, he put himself in with the cows this year. He jumped 2 polys and a rope gate.
Boy, that bull's in good condition.
Should we go get the painted bull?
Yeah, bring that painted bull over. So, folks, this is a bull we sold George. I was gonna clamp this bull, make a steer out of him, So he's never going to amount to anything. Check this bull out.
How old is he?
He's a yearling.
Oh, wow.
Check this bull out. I'm like, George, you don't know your cattle very well, but I'll sell him to you. Who didn't know the cows very well? Look at that thing.
You let one through, and then you got a crowd. I mean, it's pretty amazing when it works, or when you get them trained to it, you know?
Folks, if they're challenging the wire, start shaking it so they can.
Forth like this,
Yeah.
not up and down like this, back and forth.
Yeah, they can see it. Boy, he is a chunk of meat. Man. How much you want for him?
Might be worth a couple more dollars than I bought him for. I don't know.
Yeesh, he is huge. Good job, George.
Thanks, Greg.
Very good job. All right. That's...
How about sheep? How about sheep? Never do it with sheep.
No, you're not going to get a sheep. Huh?
These ones, right here. Keep these ones away.
You're going to get them sheep? There's no way.
Keep it down here like this. Same principles. Same principles apply, but slow. Gotta go slow.
I'll be darned. Look at that. Keeping the polywire low. They sorted them sheep off of there. Wow. That is cool. And George, you really got some trained animals.
Oh, I had a good teacher. A couple good teachers. I had a couple really good teachers.
That's pretty amazing.
Yeah. When you get a sheep by himself, they don't like that at all. That sheep's staying put.
You want to go, Willow? Sorry, that one's got a name. Only 3 of them have names. We got them as little bitty baby bottle lambs. We got 6 of them 5 years ago, and we got 3 left.
And you can't sell them, can you? Because they got names.
I can't. I don't want to because they're my lead ewes. They lead everybody. You saw how I said sheep, 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 and that black and white ewe got up and head up the hill, and everybody followed her?
Yep.
You don't sell an animal like that.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
don't sell that.
Another thing I wanted to say too, I was thinking of is, and I think Bud talked about this too when he would.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, it's just not.
It's working.
I'll hold it closer. When Bud was working the pens, when he would work those big pens and feedlots, he talked about just the importance of. He'd even get to where just moving those cattle from one pen to another every day, the same 2 pens, but just moving them back and forth. It gave those cattle something to think about and in an event in their day that changed up their mindset, and it got, they perform better because they're being able to be active, they're being able to be animals. Now I would add on to that when we're feeding in the wintertime, we could just give them, we could give them a week's worth of grass, let them be and figure it out. But by going there every day, or actually we go twice a day, they're used to that routine, and it's good for their morale going through the wintertime. So. It helps us the performance. It helps everything. So it's crazy.
All right, everybody, give me a wave. All right, you just made YouTube. Thank you, guys.